Hello everyone, Jeff from RespawnStudios.com and EasyXbox360Achievements.com back with part 5 of my Select Collectibles guide in LEGO Harry Potter years 5 to 7. And again, I will be making individual guides for each of the collectibles. I'm just lumping them together as I find them in my first playthrough. So this is during the, I believe it's the second mission during the year 6 story missions. And you're in Hogsmeade. As you can see from the indicators, all kinds of things here. But this is the top left of the street. You just keep hitting this cart with spells. And eventually you'll unlock the character token for Peril. Alright, that same area. Use Hermione. So you could use Crookshanks and dig up these two spots, which are both character tokens. First is Dean in his winter outfit, and then it's going to be Seamus in his winter outfit. And there we go. Alright, now this is in the classroom. We just learned the water spell, Aguamenti. And at the back of the classroom, there's this student in peril. There we go. Alright, now that we have Aguamenti, this is in the one courtyard right before the covered bridge to go to the outer part of Hogwarts. And you have to use it, Aguamenti, on each of these flowers. All 4 of them. And then they're going to turn into flowers from those little seeds that we watered. So now you have to hit each of them by just aiming a spell. And there we go. And Rita Skeeter. Okay, this is off of one of the major courtyards. You are able to use water to get rid of plants, and you can come over to this greenhouse area. And now we have sprayed water, made this plant grow. Now you aim up and hit the flower. And you unlock Cornelius Fudge. Now inside of that greenhouse, which we were just outside of, if you use the red spell, when we break down this wall, we're going to be able to put that together. Basically a giant vacuum cleaner. And somehow this is going to suck some carrots up out of that dirt. So you ride it like any vehicle. You just hit Y and get in. And you drive across this grass, the dirt patch I should say, up and down. And there we go, 4 out of 5. So I'm now going all the way back to make sure I get the last one. There we go, 5 out of 5. Jump out, get stuck in the ceiling, and drop down here, get a gold brick. Alright, now still in the greenhouse. When you use Wingardium Leviosa, after you filled up that jar with water using Aguamenti, you then use Wingardium Leviosa, and you're able to free this student in peril. Alright, now this is in a story mission, clearly. I think this is 6-3. This is when the Weasley residence, the Burrow, has that ring of fire, as in the movie. So we had to use the spectacles to be able to put together that handle, which you get from that Quibbler box, and then you just bring it over and use it, and you unlock that character token. Now, this I didn't think was actually a collectible. I thought this was part of the story. You use Mr. Weasley's repair ability on that thing I was hitting with water first, and then it automatically frees a student in peril in that area where I was shooting with water the second time. Alright, now this is a little further along in that sequence with where you're Remus and Tonks if you use a strong pull. Or no, that's actually Remus as the werewolf has to dig up that trunk, and you unlock Tonks' pink coat. Alright, and this is the next lesson. You have Reducto, but if you use the Quibbler dispenser, which is over to the right, and you're able to build the desk for Professor Flitwick, and then he has students sing, and they make the character token for, I believe, Hannah Abbott appear there. Now this is in that same classroom with Professor Flitwick. You've used Aguamenti to fill up the tank, and now you can use that ring, and the fish jumps through it, and you get Professor Flitwick. Now this is back in the staircase area of Hogwarts, the moving staircases. Now that we have Aguamenti, we can put out these two fires outside of Dumbledore's office near the top of the stairs, and we unlock both Regulus Black and Dumbledore Young. And now this is outside of the Great Hall, now that we could use the Weasley boxes. Switch to Ron, put on those shoes, and come up here. And then you have to use Reducto on this chest, because it has the lock on it. And there we go, Ron green shirt. Alright, now we are back in a story mission sequence. This is with Professor Slughorn with Ron and the Love Potion. You play the piano. But actually, to get the character token, you have to use this strong pull. And you make the skeleton using Wingardium Leviosa. And then he plays the piano. And that unlocks the character token. You playing the piano unlocks one of the pieces for the potion. And there we go. Skeleton breaks into Professor Slughorn. Alright, and now our final collectible for this video. Now this is back where we were Fred and George in year 5 for a mission. You can come back out here really anytime from the Hogwarts hallways. Fill up that little basket with water and you unlock Fred Owls. And that'll do it. Alright, hope you enjoyed. Hope that helped. I'll be back for another guide soon.